On September 20, 1988, 19-year-old Tara Calico went for a bike ride in the small town of Belen, New Mexico, but she would never return home. What began as an ordinary day quickly turned into one of the most baffling and chilling disappearances of the 1980s, one that has puzzled investigators for decades. Tara Calico was a bright, athletic young woman. She had just finished her first year of college at the University of New Mexico and was making plans for her future. A lover of sports and the outdoors, Tara often went on long bike rides near her home in Belen, a town that seemed to offer little in terms of danger. But one September morning, Tara's ride would take her down a path from which she would never return. On the day of her disappearance, Tara set out for her usual morning bike ride, riding along State Road 47. Her mother, Patty, had asked her to return by noon, but by 2 p.m., when Tara hadn't returned, Patty began to worry. She drove along the route Tara typically took, but there was no sign of her daughter. Tara had disappeared. The search for Tara began almost immediately. Authorities, volunteers, and locals scoured the area around Belen, including fields, canals, and nearby forests, but there was no trace of her. As the days passed, hope began to dwindle, but still, no one could explain what had happened. Tara's family, devastated by her sudden disappearance, tirelessly worked to keep the search alive. Her mother, Patty, remained determined, speaking to the media and advocating for the investigation. The community joined the effort, but despite their best efforts, no concrete evidence emerged. As the weeks went on, police investigated several leads, but none of them led to Tara. The investigation seemed to stall, leaving more questions than answers. Was Tara kidnapped? Did something more sinister happen on that rural road? 2 years later, in 1990, a chilling development occurred. A woman shopping in a store in Florida noticed a Polaroid photo featuring a young woman and a boy, both of whom appeared to be in distress. The photograph was dropped off anonymously. Could the young woman in the picture be Tara? The image was widely circulated, and many believed it might be the breakthrough investigators had been hoping for. The photo showed a young woman with striking similarities to Tara, including the same dark hair, eyes, and build. The boy in the picture resembled a missing child named Michael Henley, who had vanished from a camping trip in 1988. Both Tara and Michael's cases seemed connected. Was this evidence of their abduction? If it was Tara, what happened to her? And where was she? Despite the eerie resemblance, there were inconsistencies. The Polaroid was never definitively linked to Tara, and authorities couldn't verify the circumstances surrounding its origin. The photo would remain one of the most haunting leads in the case, but it only deepened the mystery. For Tara's family, the absence of answers was unbearable. Her mother, Patty, continued her search, believing her daughter was still alive. Yet, no new leads came, and the case eventually went cold, though it was never officially closed. Years passed, and no new evidence surfaced. The mystery surrounding Tara Calico's disappearance remains one of the most perplexing unsolved cases. Was she abducted? Was the Polaroid photo a clue that was never fully explored? Or did something else happen on that quiet New Mexico road? The disappearance of Tara Calico remains unsolved to this day, and while new theories have emerged over the years, the truth continues to elude everyone involved. If you have any information, no matter how small, it could help bring closure to Tara's family and solve the mystery that has lasted for decades.